Now, the CDC has advised against traveling for Thanksgiving, but the sobering truth is that many Americans will still travel, although notably fewer. A GasBuddy study found that 35% of Americans will be traveling on the road this year. That's a drop from 65% last year. And for those who will travel by road, they'll see lower prices at the gas pump. GasBuddy said the national price average is projected to be 2.17%. Another estimate is $2.11 per gallon due to depressing demand for gasoline and as oil prices continue to drop. But today we have gas prices hitting their lowest in 5 years. And here to tell us more is Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy. Thank you for joining us, Patrick. But to start off, to be clear, the CDC has advised people to stay home. Yet we know many people will still travel, and gas prices are at their lowest since 2015. Are most of the people GasBuddy surveyed choosing driving as a safer method of traveling this year?
Well, it's certainly a popular option is to hit the road because, you know, you're not really so much in control of the airlines. And as you just highlighted in that previous segment, you know, some of these testing methods that airlines are employing are not necessarily foolproof. So a lot of Americans feel the comfort and safety of their own vehicle, as I'm in right now, to demonstrate, as I said at a gas station, and kind of quiz people on what they're doing this holiday. We're finding a lot of Americans staying home, you know, and it's really quite powerful to say that this is coming at a time that we are seeing some of the lowest Thanksgiving prices in the last 5 years.
Patrick, I got to ask you, you're in my hometown in Chicago. What side of town are you on, and how much is the gas there? Just regular unleaded?
Ooh, good question.
Well, I'm on the north side, not far from where the Cubs will hopefully start playing baseball next year. Gas prices $2.39 a gallon. That's really not too bad in Chicago. National average, as you mentioned, $2.11. And it could continue going down ahead of Thanksgiving here.
Wow. Okay. Thanks for giving us that. Now, were there many people who said that they would travel specifically to take advantage of lower prices? Is this why they're traveling? How many of them in the survey said that they will travel specifically to take advantage of lower prices? And also, how does that compare to last year?
Great question. And we did ask the third of Americans, at 35% of them, what is getting you to hit the road? And actually 70% of them said that they're at least partially choosing to hit the road because gas prices are relatively affordable. That's up notably from last year. In fact, this year, gas prices of all the last 3 years are the highest priority compared to past years. And, you know, who can blame them? Gas prices across much of the country at or just under $2 a gallon. Of course, the West Coast, the exception. California still above $3. But even California, average prices this Thanksgiving going to be 70 cents a gallon lower than they were a year ago.
So what does this tell us about the path forward? I mean, gas prices, if they continue to drop, maybe that shows some sign of anxiety. What does it tell us? Is that it?
Mm-hmm. Well, it tells us that there's still a lot of anxiety amongst Americans of hitting the road. You know, the pandemic, obviously, cases have been surging to new daily records in the last couple of weeks. And so demand, when you look at gasoline demand, we're still only at 85 or 88% of what we were last year. But that is still a pretty good, solid recovery compared to earlier this year. And I will say that even as coronavirus cases have surged here the last few weeks, those demand figures, according to our Pay with GasBuddy card, demand is still staying relatively strong. So there's some sense of me that's saying Americans are kind of getting used to how to adjust their lives. And, you know, we're still seeing demand hold on to those recent increases.
Wow. So holding on to the recent increases, Americans may be getting readjusted. And of course, we know that gasoline, it has continued to struggle during the pandemic. But with vaccine trials looking up, as you alluded to, is that already starting to change demand even more than what you said and even more than expected?
Not a whole lot just yet. I think that's really around the corner so far. The vaccine trial optimism has really only hit the price of oil, as we see stations kind of adjusting their prices pre-Thanksgiving. I would expect that prices would see more of an impact after the holidays as we progress towards the end of the year and into 2021, based on whenever we may end up seeing that vaccine.
Okay. Are there any other, shot in the dark here, going to put you on the spot, any other automotive industry or gas and oil industry indicators that you're seeing showing up differently during this holiday season? Quickly, if you can, please.
Well, you look at vehicle sales, used car sales are through the roof. Americans aren't really worried with going back to efficiency, but, that's kind of a surprise given the tumultuous year it's been that car sales are up significantly.
Well, I will definitely be looking at that. I don't drive out this way, but when I go back home to Chicago, whenever that is, I tend to drive around. So thank you so much, Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy. We really appreciate your time.
The biggest stories the moment they happen from around the globe. Subscribe to Bloomberg Quick Take now for insight in an instant.